Now I know I asked you that question. Why do women choose to be the come up woman? As much as I pose the question to you, I can figure out one or two reasons. And also based on the comments I've been seeing on how women have really been riding on this be the fixer woman, build a man stuff. And also based on her comment, I think one of the reasons is because women don't know better. That's the first reason. Okay, no, let me do it like this. Let me try to hit it from the foundation. Women don't know better. A lot of women, their moms are either dusties or pygmies. Okay, they help to build their man. And you have to know the reason why they did this because they didn't have any options. Okay, and it wasn't like that to begin with. But before I dive into history, a lot of women, because the man they married or didn't meet up to what the standard they wanted, they built the man because somehow in our society it's seen as a virtue to build a man. In fact, it's almost like when women say it to women like you can't even build a man, it's almost like they're insulting you. Alright? And that only works for insecure women or women who are not aware. Because it's not even a good thing to build a man because you can't build a man. You can't change a man. You can't make a man be what he's not. Instead you're emasculating him. Now, can you serve as a support? Yes, only when he has made it. And that support comes as a form of trust. You see how Bill Gates is like, even though sometimes it's almost like Melinda, I'm questioning how involved she was in his life, but to an extent, you could see that Melinda was well involved in his life. So now, once a powerful man who has built himself, who has worked on himself emotionally, he doesn't have those emotional baggages, emotional traumas. Once he have worked on himself, what he does is he needs your support. Now he asks you for advice, that touch that comes with you, because at the end of the day, now you want to ask, do you want to be, how do you want to how do you see your life with a successful man? Do you want to be his sugar baby? Do you want to be his baby mama, or do you want to be his wife? Now, if you're going to end up being his wife, if that is your goal, you have to realize you're going to build his legacy. Now, in order to build his legacy, you have to ask yourself if the kind of man you want, if it comes, are you ready to fit into that shoe? Because yeah, there he needs your support because you help him build his legacy again. You are his legacy. Okay? You inspire him. Now, you only do that because he's already a man of his own. Now, he can point as a leader, he can direct it and build the kind of empire, the dream, or whatever legacy he wants with you by his side because you have already worked on yourself. You're already a woman of your own, and you know the role to play as a woman, and that's you nurture his dream, but he doesn't need you to make him to be a man because he's already a man, and it's way easier. You are not traumatized. A lot of women, they leave their relationship, they are traumatized, they are abused, they are broken, and they are desperate because they are desperate to grow, and which is okay. In fact, it's more than okay, provided you know you're broken and you want to fix yourself. But you don't need to always fix yourself alone for someone to break you down. All you need is for you to grow, fix yourself, and be around people who water you. And there are the things women need in their life, as their emotional needs, physical needs, spiritual needs increases and goes and evolve, and you want to evolve as a human being. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to continue with this mundane life. Okay, so I'm talking about the women who want successful men, because I'm not, see, this channel is not for Dusty. I'm sorry, I try to accommodate everyone, but I'm not for everyone. Okay, this channel just can't accommodate Dusters, because this channel is all about leveling up. So now I'm putting in mind now that people who are listening and paying attention are those who want successful man. You are his legacy. Of course, you have to think and vibrate in the same place, because you have to understand that these men have made mistakes. Probably you are their second or third wife. And these men understand the value of a woman in their life. Okay? They don't need you to fix them. Now, there are two types of women. Women who fix a man and prepare him for another woman, and women who men come to prepared. So if a man come to you to fix you, maybe that's your role you want to choose, or maybe you need to learn some lessons. Maybe that's your lesson. Grow as well, learn from it, because a lot of times a lot of we ladies learn from it, grew from it. Okay, so maybe you need to undergo this journey, realize what you want for yourself, figure out what you want yourself, and by this time, and sometimes I feel like as a young person, you have to see this process, you have to see all these things play out. If not, you'll be Halle Berry, who is a hottie, who has this pretty girl privilege, end up she could earn any man, but because she didn't grow with her lessons, when you have some privileges, sometimes you might not go through the lessons. And age should come with experience and understanding, but I've realized that that's a lie. Experience comes with age. Or I don't know how should I put it now. Experience is an experience, and that should be it. Because a lot of people, you expect them to be so wise, but because they haven't experienced much, because even when they have experienced much, because a lot of people, they keep on repeating same pattern. You ask yourself, why do they do this? Okay, so because of they didn't experience much, or they experienced, but because they live in denial, maybe because of the programming. Especially, I pity ladies who grew up in Christian homes, and maybe you grew up, your father is so toxic and all, or hardly manly, but or come from a poor background like you come from. I pity those men, because them, especially if you come from those side of the town. Yeah, there's a lot of things, a lot of programming. The programming you have to do, you have to work on yourself, and I'm well aware of all these things, because not everyone have it equal. Okay, so let's just say the only time, because you'll notice yourself sometimes your family even advise you to marry them, because sometimes it's because they don't know better. So yeah, I'm mentioning sometimes they don't know better, or sometimes they maliciously want you to remain in a certain level, because deep down in Nigeria now, there's this mentality of I better pass my neighbor. Okay, you see someone who is not as big as anything. For those that do jazz, for those that do helps people and all. So you see, you don't even have enough money to get yourself tea or feed yourself and everything. You're busy doing jam for someone. So you see all those things, saying that no one will be bigger than you, and what can you afford? Nothing. You see that mentality. So because of that mentality, some ladies that are not doing better than you are doing a little bit better than you, want you to remain there, because then they can control you. Okay, then they can control you. So it happens a lot of times. So you have to wash this out of your system. Okay, and I understand not everyone got it. So, and the second one is, like I said, your parents don't know better. So maybe your mom was a dusty, she passed on that to you, so now you are it. And now you're dusty, and you're trying to navigate, and you realize it's not working for you. Now what you are, because maybe it might have worked in their period, because even most of them were even frustrated with their relationship. Okay. A lot of marriage, especially in Nigeria, they're housemates. So whenever they spill that bullshit, well, my parents were happy with nothing. Really? Really? If they were really happy, would you have this mentality? Oh, please. If they were really happy, you really wouldn't have evolved beyond this? Really? And a lot of ladies buy into this. Like I said, men will never give up their happiness for you. Even their loss, they can't even give up their loss for you. Talk more of their happiness. Like they always choose themselves. They are born selfish. They don't even have to have so much, but they will still enjoy their masculinity. And people should be that selfish too. Maybe not as men. I mean, you use your logic small, you use your sense, you see things that work for you. Now, I didn't say go out and be like men. No, our values can be like that of men as women. Whether you like it or not, we are not men. Men are not us. There's proton, there's neutron. There's the left side of the brain, there's the right side of the brain. In as much as we have both sides, but there is one that more appeals to us and it helps into our survival. So sometimes, a lot of times, women forget that men are men and try to control men and build them. And you can build a man. I've said that several times and I'm tired of stressing it. You can't build a man. You can't make a man. You might try, but you'll play yourself at the end of the day. Okay? So, the second reason is the programming. I feel like I've said it already when I was talking about your parents not knowing better. Yeah, it's the programming. You see the media, you see subtle message, you go to church, you doctrine. Oh, try to build a man. That's where your virtue is. Like I said, the Bible didn't specifically say that a man will leave his father and his mother and build a home, like, and get him a wife, which is the favor. And favor never goes to where cause is. You have to prepare your home to obtain favor. You have to tend to your bed. You have to have the money. Like, you have to have the maturity, because a lot of people have good things and they toss it out because they don't know what it is. They don't understand it. They don't value it. And you agree with me, a lot of women, that's why some women who are all these things, they they are beautiful, because a lot of time people think it happens to a particular set of people. Yes, maybe people who are on the plus size might not get it much, but I am on the plus size. Not shapeless, but I'm on the plus size. Okay, and I've always gotten the kind of men I wanted. Now, have I been naive? Have I played myself? Have I shot myself on the foot? Yes. Or sometimes some people really weren't ready and I didn't see the sign, or I saw it, but then again, because I didn't have the tools on how to, act or so, and I misacted. It happens. But those are my lessons. So a lot of times you see a woman who is pretty and all these things she has, and she's intelligent, smart, and yet the man will still do anything he wants with her, because he have tested you and he has seen that you probably don't have self-respect for yourself, or you probably have not don't value yourself enough to settle for him. And men know all these things when they don't deserve it. When men don't deserve something, it doesn't even just apply to men. Even we as human beings, once we get something that we don't deserve and we didn't work for, what do? We spoil it. We misuse it. It happens. Unless you really wanted it, you hope for it, you worked for it. So those kind of men, and there are men out there who understand this. Real men. He doesn't have to be an alpha man, okay? Because really, alpha men are really for the jungle, okay? But real men, no matter how shy he is, they really want to be men. No matter how the level of the economic background he is, he still wants to be there for you. He still wants to earn it, because they understand this. That's why they really work hard. That's why they think, because you're their muse. Okay? So the third reason, okay, so the programming, you have to unlearn things you learned, okay, in order to stop all this working, all this mental psyche engineering that you have been programmed to act against yourself. That's why some ladies they'll go and shop. Instead of them to remember themselves, they'll buy for every other person before they remember themselves. And you think it's a sign of virtue? No. Some ladies, they find it hard. In fact, okay, the third, this is taking me to the third one. Sometimes ladies don't appreciate luxury. They don't know their worth. And men see these things. In fact, men can sniff a woman with low self-esteem, a woman who with low self-confidence. And sometimes it comes from background. You come from a traumatic home, you know, and maybe your father was absent, or your mom was a narcissist or something. And because of that, you always did so much just to get an attention. Before you knew it, you had to start working for the things you wanted. Or sometimes you came from a very poor background that didn't have nothing to give to you. So you stay working for everything. You got so good at it that as a woman, you brought it into your relationship. You know? So a lot of women don't even have they don't even have it in them to do something for themselves. They don't. And this is highly dangerous. It's very dangerous for you because when men sniff this and they realize you don't know your word, they'll come in. Of course, you're the good woman they're talking about. What do you think they were saying? They want a stupid, dumb somebody. I'm sorry, but you, yes, you're pretty and all. Yes, excuse me? Oh, please. And you let this little dusties, this pickies, this rares that if you actually knew you grew into your femininity and grew into self-awareness of your value, if you could see it, you don't need to put so much work to shoot these guys off because they're just little things you just do and they see you and you're the type they talk about but that they don't like, but instead they admire you. They're just hurt that they can't have access to you. Now they go out there, they say it to the desperate girls, they say it out there. And of course, you don't want a man who do not value you because the truth is that when man value you, no matter where he is, no matter the level of life he is, he will do everything to want to come up. But if he doesn't, that now it's not left to you as a woman to decide should you do this or do you want a man who will always be cutting his neck to want to meet up. That's why you should be selfish. Know what you want for yourself because you need a man you respect. You need a man you submit to. You need a man who lets you be rest in your femininity. And if the man is not meeting up, you cannot rest in your femininity. You cannot rest in it. You can't allow him take the lead. You can't allow him provide. You can't allow him bring in his counsel. You can't allow him to bring in his benefits. And men need this. It helps them. I mean, just imagine if majority of the men in Nigeria are thinking like this, this joke will not still be leading. So we have courted this man for a long time. And the truth is that a lot of women are really doing so much now that I'm scared that this will not turn to the black community where the women have evolved beyond the men to catch up. Now, do I want us to slow our evolution? No. We should always, the men should catch up, but not settling down because these men know when you're lying. They know when you're faking your kindness. They know when you fake the fact that you're interested in them. They know when you fake the fact that you respect them because they know this. So know your value. Because a lot of, if you know your value, there are some things you won't just do. It won't just work. And today's video is quite long. And you know what? I'm done trying to rush my message because the truth is, I know we have short attention span, but the truth is, once you want something, you'll be patient enough to listen to it and follow through. So, what's your solution? The solution is you pick you. Know what you want. Don't be ashamed to embrace luxury because a lot of women, and you don't blame them, your church might be against luxury and make you feel like you're demonic and everything. Oh, please, and yet this men fantasize about it. You see how they like something and yet they speak against it to confuse you? and still do what they want and gaslight you to think that you are at fault. Yeah, nah. It's okay. A lot of ladies, I think they just have to go through this. They just have to grow up. They have to experience this to know what they deserve and know what they want for themselves. Ladies, so I'll end this video with saying this. Nigerian men, scratch that. Black men, collectively, their way of viewing love is through trauma. It's through women passing through for them, sacrificing for them selflessly, with utmost lack of self-preservation, you know, which is dumb, okay? Anyone who lives like that deserves to be sacrificed, like the life is supposed to be sacrificed, okay? So this is dumb. But collectively, this is how they see it, and it has always worked against us. And the reason why they view it like this is because of their mom, okay? Their mom coddled them a lot of times. And it doesn't have to be single mothers. There are some women who, there are some mothers, despite the fact that they were still filling in the shoe. They were still playing both the role of a man and the role of a woman, and it was seen as virtue. Okay, it was seen as virtue, which is very wrong. So you see from that angle, a lot of these people come from a poor home. All right, they come from poor home. Um, and even in the wealthy setting, most times the husband is absent, maybe just provide money, but absent emotionally, physically, it happens. So a lot of times men feel like if they break you, it doesn't even have to be in terms of providing. Some men feel like they have to abuse you emotionally, cheat on you, abuse you, beat you. In fact, some ladies really think the reason why they get married is to be a punching bag, really. So with all these things, so collectively, see how it affects us. I always bring it back to the society because it's there. It's, I won't say it's that glaring. It's glaring to me because of where I'm coming from, my journey, and the state of my awareness. But it might not be that glaring. But once you look at the right places, you can be able to pinpoint the pattern and see where it's coming from. Okay, so yeah, I'll end this video with telling you that as women we have to guide ourselves, keep our representation. We shouldn't be the face of struggle love, because collectively they believe in struggle love, and it should end with you. You decide what works for you, because men will never, never, ever try to downplay their interest, no matter how selfish or shallow it is. They will rock it with pride, and that's who they are. The best they will tell you is they never asked you, they didn't beg you. Well, you should move along, or don't be the angry, bitter woman, you know? And that's BS, right? But at the end of the day, you also have to realize if you play yourself, you have to learn from it and move on quickly. It might not sound fair, but the world is not fair. That's why you have to be intentional and careful. So yeah, this is where I end my video today. Protect yourself, guide your space, practice a lot of self-love. You know, self-preservation is essential, because in order to grow, you have to protect, you have to nourish, and in order for you to get it, you have to know what you want, be aware of your environment, and know what you want from a relationship. And women need to be honest, and we need to allow men be men, be the provider, be the protector, have integrity. In that way we can rest in our feminine power, in our femininity. Thanks for watching. Like, thumbs up, share, and have a great day. Bye.